Today, we've got the 2021 Land Rover Defender 90. So in 1948, the first Defender came out, but it wasn't called a Defender at the time. It was called a Series 1. You see, back then, after the war, they wanted something to copy the Jeep. Yes, the Willys Overland Jeep, because that was the pioneering truck. This was the British version. You see, they called it Defender in 1990, but up to that was like rugged, raw, because it was a steel frame with an aluminum body on top. This is completely different. This apparently has 3 times the torsional rigidity as the older ones, which is crazy because this is a unibody. This is not a chassis with a body on top. No, that's the Bronco. Now, there's quite a few options you can actually buy with the Defender. There's 4 different trim levels you can buy. You can buy the Defender, you can buy the X Dynamic, you can buy the X, and then you can buy the V8. Now you can also get them in 2 sizes. You see, this is the 90, and next week we'll be getting the 110, so it'll be pretty interesting to actually compete. But this is exciting because we have 2 short wheelbase sort of Tonka toys. This thing and that. But back to this, how expensive can they get? They can actually get to 120,000 Canadian dollars and as low as about 66 or so. So there's a pretty big spread you can get in the toys of it. But man, what do you think of the looks? All right, guys, we're in Darren Noren's playground now. We got 166 acres of mud and good time. So let's put this Defender, press this button, let's turn it to mud programs selected, and put this puppy into drive, and let's go. Going up the hills of Coventry. Are you serious, Defender? I have to have my seatbelt on? Oh my God. Applying brakes, that's what squeaky noise is for. Okay, maybe I don't want mud ruts. Let's change the setting. Let's change this thing to drive the way I want to drive. Let's put in sand. That probably makes more sense. I can just kind of blast through it. Let's go back because I don't want to get stuck again. These things have off-road tires, but they don't have specific mud tires like the Bronco does. So let's go back up this hill. Right, nice and soft. Okay, up these hills and down the hills. Let's see how this takes us bumps. All right, first splash of the day right here. Oh my God. Okay, gonna run into some trouble with this Defender potentially. So it's been a really wet week, so it's been really wet and muddy. So let's hope this Defender can hold its own in the tracks here and not slip and slide. See, the problem with these short wheelbase vehicles, when you're going down a little bit of a decline here, it tends to slide a little bit more than my liking here. So let's try to stay up on this, stay off this rut here. Okay, let's go slowly. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, okay. Okay. There's the camera I can see. I feel a little bit nervous with these when you slide into the rut and you're like, okay. Just has a little bit too much power. Relax, Defender. Relax, Defender. Oh, I'm sliding hard here. Come on, get in the ruts here. Okay, Defender. There we go. Straighten out again. Thank you. It's a little nerve-wracking in this thing, I will say. Okay. Okay, do I make it? So we've had about 200 feet here of a little bit of slip and slide, and it is a little bit nerve-wracking. What I think I do like about it though is it's keeping constant motion. it's not actually stopping. It's trying to get it through, but with that comes a bit of slide, and the back end's sliding a little bit more than I like. Anyways, made it through. Whew. Dude, these camera angles are awesome. Check these things out. They're amazing. All right, Defender. Me and you against that massive puddle. Okay, watch this in slow motion. I gotta get on the throttle here because I was a bit concerned there because I was on the throttle and I'm like, come on, but it just took a while to like kick in, and then hitting the brakes. So it's tight when you got all these trees that are so close. You're gonna hit the trees and you're hitting the brakes, but it's not hitting the brakes right away. There's that delay between on the brakes and on the throttle. So the only problem with all these new cars now is all these modes. Like, it's got a ton of modes, but I just want it to be instant to where I want it to be. So sometimes I just forget about all these sand selected. I just want to drive it in like normal mode, which is impossible to find because it just doesn't have a normal. It has eco. Oh, what's that? Comfort. It looks normal, but it says comfort. Well, I don't want comfort. I want rock crawl. Oh, God, who knows, man? So freaking complicated. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. But I've got a feeling that I'm going to get stuck. This thing just, it's very computer controlled. All right, let's make it through this. Oh my God, this looks tough. Looks tough. Looks real tough. Oh God, am I gonna make it is the $1 million question. That just looks so tricky. That just looks so tricky. I'm nervous. I don't know if I can do it or not, Defender. I don't know. And it's not the truck, it's the tires of the truck. That's what I'm scared about. Fingers crossed. All right, I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 Defender, whoa. Oh my God. Oh my God, this Defender's actually doing it. Come on, no way. Oh my God. No way, I'm actually making it in this Defender. I actually made it. Are you kidding me? I made it. We made it. The Defender made it. Oh, that's amazing. No, I was very nervous back there. I didn't think I'd make it through with these tires more so than the truck. Now, it is weird though because there's still the delay. I'm hitting the gas. It's not on it like I want to. There's that like the boost, and then of course we live in the world of like slow electronics. So it's like I want like mechanical instinct because that's what I'm expecting when I'm buying a Defender. But it's so like soft. Yeah. We made it though. We made it. I don't know how, but it went through it. Shocked. All right, so now time for the good stuff. This is where I wanted to bring it. The reason I did all that is because I wanted to get it right here. This is where the river is. Now the river has a high tide because it's been raining like crazy. But because it has wave sensing, it's important to see how this is gonna look like. That's why I wanted to come. Now this water is deep. I would say this water is, if I'm guessing, well, let's stop guessing. Let's see if we can do it. Let me turn the height all the way up here. Oh man. Oh man. Whoa. 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 Look at this thing. I have no idea. Oh my God. This is deep, boys. This is amazing. Oh, oh my God. Defender. What? And this doesn't have mud tires. I mean, it has off-road tires, but it doesn't have mud tires. This is impressive. Defender. Oh man, I am impressed. I am impressed. So there's one annoyance. Check this out. I want to put it in drive. It will not go into drive unless I push this button underneath, and then now it goes into drive. but that's annoying. This is not a school bus, man. If you're gonna put it in a school bus type position, at least make it cool. So it gets up this hill here, on the throttle. Oh yeah, easy, easy. Like, I did not believe that this thing could do it. And I'm not even pinning it, I'm just cruising through it. So the front end is quite interesting. Now a lot of people are upset that it doesn't have the original Defender grille. They're like, they actually made a mistake. They should have made the original Defender grille. But I quite like this thing. It's a very simple but ultra modern. Like, this is super modern. When I think about trucks and modernness, that's not modern. This is modern. Now these headlights are matrix headlights. They are recessed back and you have this sort of piano black trim here. I don't know how this is gonna hold up over time, but now it looks amazing. I just love the way these things look. They're sort of a 3/4 circle that gets cut off at the top. Just really nice beam. Real good quality and elegance on the front of this thing. Yes, it obviously says Defender like all other Land Rover or Defender products. It says it right on the hood. That's how they are. They don't have a little badge that say the name. They're sort of planted right on the hood. And you start to see that with more luxury cars nowadays. It's on the hood there. But tell me what you guys think about the front, because me, I like it. Really interesting hamburger design they have here. That's the bun, that's the 2 patties. Yeah, this is pretty exciting. Actually, this is steel plate stamping, they call it. Now, interestingly enough, this is like the Genesis G80 where the whole hood actually doesn't come up. The fenders actually stay on to keep that design and that curvature just like the Genesis does. Underneath here, you've got 3 different versions you can get right here in Canada. We don't make a diesel. There's simply 3 versions, the 4-cylinder, the 6, and the 8. So the 4-cylinder is a turbo and they call it a P300. It makes 296 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. This is a mild hybrid V6 that makes 395 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. They call this the P400, but the big boy is the P525. That is a monster V8 that makes 518 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque. But the big deal about these Defenders are how much water it can wade. It can wade almost 3 feet worth of water. Now you watch the commercial I talked about and the water like hits the whole front end. It's awesome. So something people are mad about. You can't get this in manual transmission, only automatic and only an 8-speed ZF. There's also the other thing that people say this looks like a G-Wagon or alternative to a G-Wagon. Now it could be partially true because there's not a lot of expensive boxy looking things. And this is one of them. This does have air suspension. This specific one has off-road tires. And yes, I like the wheels. They're simple, they're easy, they're 5-spoke, and they're sort of an anthracite. They're not black, they're sort of a gunmetal color. But what is this? Is it decorative or is it legit? Well, yes and no. On this side, it's completely decorative, but on that side, it is the air box. It's what sucks the air in to feed the engine. Because again, this does have 11.5 inches of ground clearance and 33 inches of weighting. That is cool. I love how big and huge this lighting is. It shows the Defender and says Defender. Love it. But what I don't like is when I lock the car and I walk up to it with the key right over here. Keys here, handles there. What's up with that? You have to push this button and then it unlocks. But what's not poo-poo is the fact on the top here, you can put 660 pounds worth of static weight right on top. So if you are going camping or off-roading or whatever you're doing and you're spending the night, you need to load up the roof, you can put 660 pounds worth of static weight. Now static weight means with the vehicle stopped and the weight right on top. That is pretty cool because you get all sort of accessories. Now the Bronco over there is also an accessory type vehicle, but this looks super cool with accessories. Man, you gotta give the British props. The back of this thing is stunning. Check out these taillights. This is so cool. I think the headlights and taillights of this thing are awesome. I just love how they've done this. It's like total out of the box thinking. But anyways, the design very squared off, nice. Even the Alpine windows you see here are just sort of fitted in. You can't really, it doesn't really pop. It has some heritage pieces. That's what's really sort of trendy about both of these vehicles. Now I know we're really not comparing the Bronco to this, but that's what it is. It brings that nostalgia back from old trucks, or SUVs as you call them now. Nice big tire on the back here, similar to the Bronco, just nice and meaty, but the quality is really good. Like even these tow hooks are just nice and smooth, nothing scratchy or hard. Nice clean feel. Just nice piece, but besides all the nice portions of it, this thing can tow 8,200 pounds, so it's not just pretty, it can tow way more than the Bronco. But they are different, and they're not really comparable because that is sort of a convertible. This is all fixed. You cannot remove any piece of it. Now, check this piece out over there. That is a rear view mirror camera. Really nice quality piece. I really like the fact that it has that. Now let's open this up. You just push this handle and it pops open and then you pull. It's totally the feature we need in the front two doors. We just touch, has a little push button here, as you can see. And as we open it up, this one opens till right here. So this is a 90-degree opening, whereas what they could learn from the Bronco is that opens to 120, so you have more accessibility of it. Totally different style, again, because their window opens like this window opens like this. Now, it does have some pockets and some space. You can put a whole bunch of stuff in, so very utility-like. And yes, they have one of these bad boys. Samurai sword. Open! So how much room do we have in the back of the 90? We have about 18.5 inches as far as depth, and as far as width. Now, it does curve in a little bit, so we've got just about 39 inches. And as far as height, this does have a defined height, unlike the Bronco, because the Bronco has sort of two heights with the hardtop. It's got about 36 inches, so about 3 feet to the top. But what's interesting, though, is the fact that you have air suspension that I can lower and raise it by these little buttons. And I can go all the way up. Here we go. Look how high this thing goes. It is impressive. It is, oh my God. Look how high this thing goes. It's huge. You can fit a bus underneath this thing. Now they are following the stamped steel look all throughout the back here. Now underneath here, you don't have much storage. This is just really for the jack and stuff like that, but it does have plugs. Now you do have your full plug, your AC plug right there, and on this side you have a cigarette lighter plug. But what is going to be cool is the back seats. I can already tell how wide they are compared to the Bronco. The Bronco is very tight, and you can only fit 2 people here. You can possibly fit a third. Interesting. Back seat of the Defender, and I feel very attended to. There's just a lot of amenities for me to look around, touch and feel, like this nice big grab handle, this nice alpine window is what they call it. Nice, lot of visibility here. Nice armrest, no plastic, just nice and comfortable. There's also a room for somebody in the middle, unlike the Bronco, but there's also some unique features. There's this little slider behind right here in my perfect spot where I can plug in a USB right there. I don't have to go down here. There is USB-Cs down here, 2 of them actually, and 2 plugs. So a lot of connectivity for the kids in the back. There's obviously your climate control on both sides. There's also 3 different individual buttons back here, unlike most plastic pieces. So just a nice touch, nice big window. Uniquely enough, in other countries you can get this in cloth. They actually have a cloth moonroof, not a glass moonroof. Front seat of the Defender 90. Now look at this cool design. This is like modern. Remember the modern on the outside? It's also modern on the inside. What do modern things have? They have exposed door panel. Look at this. This is the door panel. This is exposed door panel. And they add this nice touch, you know, because like houses, exposed beams, exposed concrete, exposed brick, exposed everything. Now when I jump in, I'll tell you 2 cool things. One is the seat. They actually have a wear layer. So on the outside of these seats, it's thicker because they know when people get in and out, they wear that layer down. So it's thicker and, you know, tougher. And then also cleaning it, it has a flush sort of sill plate. So there's no, it's not indented upwards. I can simply just brush it off and easy to clean. Now when I jump in, I will tell you something rather interesting about the Defender. You can actually get a jump seat right here. You don't get the center console if you don't want it. You can get a jump seat. That's pretty cool. Quality of the door. So let me open and close this door so you guys can hear how this sounds like. Decent. Decent. It's got a cool feature though. It's got this little light here, so when there's a car approaching and when I'm opening my door, it'll let me know, be careful, there's a car coming, keep your eye out, don't open the door, otherwise you'll get smashed up. Now, as far as quality and feel in here, look at this dash. It's so cool that it has a center cross beam built in to the design of the vehicle. Check this out, it goes all the way across. You can see right behind this screen right here. Really nice feature. They also put nice mix of materials. Like look at the steering wheel. You have leather here, and then look at this white portion. It looks like the inside of a rim, a BBS rim. That's pretty cool. Just nice touches that they've done here. The only complaint I will say is the HVAC controls. This setup here is pretty typical Land Rover, Range Rover, but there's no entertainment button until I press some buttons, and then I can go and adjust the screen. Right now, it's HVAC left and right. So some people are also complaining that the volume control is right here for the passenger, but the driver's on the steering wheel, which makes sense because, of course, your hands are on the steering wheel. So there's your control for the volume on this side, and then here's your control on this side for your volume for the passenger. To me, that makes sense. This part up here, I guess there's nowhere else to put it, so I guess put the shifter up there. The other is this. That clip is coming out. It should really stay in and not come out. Now, it does happen on other manufacturers, but hey, we're in a Land Rover and we gotta pick on it. But some cool points are, this does have a fridge. That is pretty cool. I've got 2 increments of fridge button here, and I can put my little drink in there and it will cool it off. Also has a really nice touch finish here. Really cool color on the outside and really cool colors on the inside. And look at this mix of materials, as I mentioned, really cool. And you got this like nice big strong center console. Yes, it does have wireless charging right here. I can simply just drop your phone in there and it will wireless charge. It also has USB, USB-C, and a cigarette lighter. But the coolest part for me is this rear view mirror camera. It's different than the rest because this is longer. Other brands have them as well, but this is nice and long and it is very clear. And then when you're driving, it's got that front view see through the car camera that you'll see right here. So let's dive into PV Pro for a moment, and here you can pick your profile. Underneath there you have your nav, your phone, and then the music you're listening to. But this is key because when you hit this button, that breaks it all down. So the most important thing right here on this vehicle, because we've gone into a few other Range Rover, Land Rover products where we talked about the PV Pro, but is 4x4i. This has the weight sensing so you can see your maximum height, and then your 4x4 info. That is cool. I just like the fact it's very clean and it shows you what power is being transferred to where, as well as what differential locks are on or off. Your altitude, your bearing, where you're heading, and then the outside temperature. I hope it's not -2 right here. And then you have the info, which shows your different driving modes. Now, you can't simply press this button to go in the driving mode. You actually have to go down here, pick which mode you want to go, and then turn this knob. You have eco, comfort, grass, gravel, snow, mud ruts, sand, rock crawl, my favorite, wade, and then configurable. That is pretty cool, but it's all done through here. So you can see it on this little main menu here, and then of course your main big driver center display. That shows you nice and big what mode you're in. So yes, it doesn't show you right here, so you don't know what's going on. It should really say modes or something like that, but it doesn't show you that. And this is where the Defender shines, is their 360 cameras. Look how nice and awesome that is. Obviously you hit these little buttons here and you can see different angles of the vehicle. It is sweet. Look at those lights, love them. Hit the brakes, yes, they work, sweet, they're activated. Another cool feature is it shows you your dimensions of the vehicle, not just the dimensions of the car itself, but also your approach angle and your departure angle, because you can kind of see where you're at, what the car can do. Again, it's not for your garage, because this thing will fit in pretty much all garages, but it's when you're off-roading, how much measurements can you play with? And finally, last but not least, is this low traction launch. That's really to get you out of tough situations. You can activate it by foot off accelerator, set your different modes, and then set your descent control. Boom, start low traction launch. Growing up, me and my dad used to always go desert driving because I grew up in Dubai. Uh-oh, don't speak too soon. Don't speak too soon, don't speak too soon. Ah, we're free. So we used to always go, seatbelts, come on. And the king of the hill was the Toyota Land Cruiser, and the Defender was there, it was close, it was there. It's just that it was not as refined, so people wouldn't buy them. The old Defenders. And Land Cruisers were the thing. But now you've got all that refinement and you do have the beauty of it now, so it kind of makes sense. Anyways, if you like this review of the Defender, please comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.